Hi everyone and welcome to our English Acquiring channel. Yes, in this video again, we are going to try to talk about a specific topic and uh, to be able to think. Yes, as you know, the experts of language or the masters of language often emphasize that we should be able to think in English before speaking. Yes. Okay, yes, this video will be about context and concepts that have been used by the thinkers throughout the history. Yes. Okay, all right, yes. It is really necessary to nurture our mind with useful and practical expressions, phrases, concepts, and context to be able to speak well. Yes. Okay, all right. Yes, today's video will be about those vital, those essential phrases, expressions, concepts, and context. Okay. Yes, as a metaphor, the mind is always active and productive like a windmill. Yes, on the left there is a windmill, on the right there is a wind turbine. Yes. Okay, yes, our mind is also like them. They are always inactive, and uh, they 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 have the capacity to uh, think, to function, and to produce something. So what we need, or all we need, is to put or to feed, to nurture our mind with useful information, with proper information. Yes, before reading the dialogue, okay, let's take a look at the image on the right. It is a funny picture, a funny GIF. A young man is jumping up and down on the shadow of the turning, rotating wind turbine. But when he stops, the shadow of the wind turbine hits him and knocks him down. Yes, like this. Okay, as if it trips him. Okay, the mind is always active and productive like a windmill. We cannot prevent it from working, from functioning and producing. So we should be helpful to it. What we need is to give it proper input to get proper output. What is the output like if the input is suitable, enough or not? Yes, if the output, uh, if the input is suitable, then it means that we will get suitable information, suitable output. And if we put enough, input, then we will get enough output. But the opposite is, of course, negative. Yes. If we, for example, if we nurture it with unnecessary and even incorrect input, then we will get useless and unnecessary output. It is quite natural. Now, a paragraph by ChatGPT on pondering, reflecting, contemplating, thinking deeply and accurately, and acting positively. This is really important for an individual. A balanced understanding of science fosters, nurtures critical thinking and informed decision making. So we need that pure source of knowledge. Yes, knowledge of science. We really need it. Art and As for art and aesthetics, they contribute to imagination and cultural appreciation. So this is also a pure source of beauty, art and aesthetics. Legitimacy and jurisprudence provide the foundation for a just society. So legitimacy and jurisprudence is also a source of rights and interests of us. Yes. Prudence and ethics guide moral conduct, to be or to have a good character. Religion offers spiritual insight, spiritual insight, peace, by means of the knowledge of religion, we can get the knowledge of or the feelings of the state of inner peace. Integrating, harmonizing these diverse knowledge sources equips individuals to ponder accurately and act positively, fostering a well-rounded and responsible perspective on life. Really nice, yes. Dialogue 2, an individual who wants to grow intellectually, who wants to develop intellectually, emotionally, and ethically, along with growing physically, should have some true knowledge about concepts such as knowledge, determinism, free will, voluntarism, freedom, truth, existence, action, material or matter, life, soul, fate or destiny, time, space. Yes, vital questions require vital answers, right? Yes, that's right, in my opinion. Okay, active thinking, memory, yes, we have the capacities as a tool, as tools in our psychological world. We have memory, attention. For example, there is a famous saying, you go where your attention goes. Yeah, attention is really important. Focus or concentration, flexibility, resilience, creativity, and speed. These are all faculties, capacities of our psychological and spiritual worlds. Okay. Now, vertical thinking and horizontal linear thinking. Yes, thinking by means of reasons, causes is the way of horizontal thinking. We think, we ponder in an horizontal plane. Yes. Difficult questions are coped with through coherent, through systematic and fluent thinking. Do the answers have to have personal, local, national, or universal features? Of course, the answers have all the personal, local, national, and universal features. What is knowledge? Yes, what is knowledge? What have those famous thinkers, philosophers have said about knowledge? Let's summarize it. Now let me read the images. Stop being reactive. Yes. Start taking initiative. Be proactive. Yes. Being proactive is really essential. Yes, image says observation, question, hypothesis, experiment, analysis, conclusion. Yes, these are all strategies, ways, steps of reaching knowledge. Yes, knowledge is the information. skills and understanding that we have gained through reading, listening, memorizing, observing, or experiencing. Experiencing what? Experiencing the existence. Yes, including us. Yes. What is knowledge theory? What is the name of it? Let's see what it is. TOK means theory of knowledge, epistemology, is connected with the nature, humans, and limitations of knowledge. It refers to questions like, what is knowledge? How is knowledge acquired? How do we know what we know? How is knowledge analyzed and synthesized? How is knowledge produced, etc., etc. The image says epistemology, or in another way, epistemology is the discipline of how we know. Yes, knowing through experience, reason, authority, intuition, and active construction. Yes. What is free will? Free will is our ability to choose or to prefer, to be, to do, and to have something. What is fate? What is fate? Yes, free will and determinism. Determinism. Yes, all free will has a connection with fate or destiny. Fate is that we choose and God creates. We choose to build something good. God creates it. If we choose to build something bad, God creates it as well. Those become our deeds as good deeds and bad deeds. Cause and creation happens at the same time. That's why we shouldn't confuse the fact. For example, we have a toy and a child wants to play with that toy. Then if we choose to give that toy to the child, then the child becomes happy, and this is a good deed for us. God creates it. We give it to the child, but here the action giving at the same time, just at the moment, immediately, at the same time, it is created by God. So they happened all of a sudden. That's why we shouldn't confuse the fact. We shouldn't think that the reason, the cause created that action. Okay. And God is pleased with our good deeds, yes, but not with our bad deeds. In fact, in our worldly life, good things always causes happiness, but bad things always causes unhappiness. Okay. So God is not pleased with our bad, evil deeds. We try to do our best and give the right of our free will by complying, by following, by obeying the reasons, causes, and creation, effect, result belongs to God. What is free will like? Let's resemble it to something. Okay. Now the image says cause and effect, cause and effect. Yes, a seed, for example, we put it in the soil and it becomes a tree. So, but we put the seed into the soil. That the action of putting is created by God. Okay. Okay, 5 senses of us, yes. Verbs of senses, the 5 senses. Free will is like a bow. Being able to look, being able to see is like an arrow. What would you rather shoot your arrow at? Of course, I would rather shoot my arrow at positive things, at good, beautiful, right, true things. What are the other 4 arrows of the 5 arrows? The others are hearing, besides seeing, hearing, smelling, touching, and tasting. Okay, what is determinism? Let's see what determinism is. Okay, image says free will versus determinism. Determinism is a view that all happenings in nature are caused and determined by reasons and laws. Do minerals, plants, animals, or humans have the ability to make free choices? No, of course not, because all minerals, plants, and animals do not have the ability of free will. Only we have the free will to be able to choose. And of course, we are responsible for what we have chosen. Okay. In our life, there are both deterministic, uncontrolled, and voluntary optional actions. Are there voluntary or deterministic, unconscious, involuntary actions, or both in plants and animal lives? Of course, there is only deterministic actions in the lives of plants, minerals, and animals. Do deterministic actions or voluntary actions result in responsibility? Yes, it's very clear that voluntary actions result in responsibility. That's why we are responsible for what we have chosen, because we voluntarily choose what we will do. Yes, now let's take a look at. As for freedom, freedom may mean being, doing, and having something without objective and subjective forces and impositions. Yes, being free from subjective slavery and objective slavery. Does an individual of real freedom have an immunity or resistance or vulnerability or weakness to all challenging situations? Of course, an individual of real freedom has immunity, resistance to all challenging situations. What is reality? Let's see what reality is. Reality means what actually happens or what actually is true, not what is just imagined and thought. In another word, reality is the state of things as they actually exist rather than as they are imagined to be. What is fact? A fact or factual entity, factual being, is known to have happened or to exist, especially something for which proof exists and about which there is information. What is truth? Truth is a fact that has been verified, has been confirmed. It might also mean a fidelity to an ideal. The opposite of truth is falsehood. Not only freedom of right and truth, but also freedom from wrong and falsehood is a must for us, right? Yes, it is also right. We need both of them. What is existence? Existence is the world we are aware of through our senses and that persists independently without our senses. It includes questions such as what exists? How do we know? To what extent are the senses a reliable guide to existence, etc., etc. Where does data come from? Does Does data come from existence or from non-existence? Yes. What exists? What exists say both images. Only existence is real, and data comes only from existence. Why doesn't any data come from non-existence? Yes, if there is nothing, if there is non-existence, then it doesn't have the capacity to send data, to send messages. Only existence radiates data, radiates information, so on, so forth. Does existence or non-existence want to show or to exhibit itself? Of course, existence wants to show itself, wants to exhibit itself. Yes. A non-existence has nothing to exhibit. For example, a writer exists and he writes a lot of books, so he exhibits himself or herself by means of his or her books. What is ontology? Ontology is the theory of existence. Does epistemology or ontology help in finding meaning in existence? Yes, epistemology is all about data, is all about information, knowledge, but ontology is all about existence. So, again, they contribute to each other. Okay, now let's ask this dialogue, or let's ask ChatGPT to complete this conversation. Yes, ChatGPT, will you please fill in the blanks in this conversation briefly? Okay, in short sentences. Okay, yes, as I said, a fruitful writer writes a lot of books, a lot of pieces of art, and he or she wants to exhibit his or her existence. Okay, but what about an infertile or unfruitful writer? So if a writer doesn't write anything, doesn't produce anything, any books, so how can he or she exhibit himself or herself? No data comes from non-existence, in short. ChatGPT wrote this to complete the dialogue. This was my introductory sentence and question. Okay, only existence is real and data comes only from existence. Why doesn't any data come from non-existence? This is interesting. What ChatGPT said is really interesting. Data is a product of observation and interaction, and non-existence lacks the conditions for such generation, production. Ontology is the mental study of being and existence, exploring questions about what exists and how entities relate to each other. The pursuit of ontology seeks to understand the nature of existence, while epistemology is concerned with the nature of knowledge. Does epistemology or ontology help in finding meaning in existence? Meaning in existence is often sought, looked for, searched for through a combination of epistemological understanding, which means knowledge, and ontological exploration, which means being, existence. Okay, this is all for now, and see you in the next video. I wish you a good day, and